Hello everybody, my name is Dr. Srivastava. I am an HRD and OD professional. I have been practicing HRD policies and organization development processes in organizations from the last over 3 decades. I am going to today talk about self-awareness and development. Self-awareness is something which is very, very important because most of us do not know about themselves. There are two parts of it in the self-awareness and development. That is things that I know and things that others do not know. Things I know, things others, things I don't know. The other side is things others know and things others don't know. Now for self-awareness and development, basically for self-awareness and development, an understanding of all these four, that is things I know, things others I don't know, things others know, things others don't know, is very important. Every individual has got two parts, as I said, that there are certain things I know. This could be ranging from this to this, and things I don't know could range again from this to this. A combination of this is what I am. A combination of both this is basically what I am. What I am is combined out with these two things, that is things I know and things I don't know. The other part of things, what I am, is this, that there are certain things others know and things others don't know, and that's about again about me. So when things I know and things others know, then this comprises the open area. Things I don't know and things others know, this is my dark area. Things I know and things others don't know, this is my hidden area. And things I don't know and things others don't know, this is the unknown area. This framework, this window is developed, is known as Johari Window. This is known as Johari Window. And this is given by two social scientists, John Luft and Harry Ingham. A very old model, and a model on which a lot of psychometric instruments also have been developed, and there is a scope even today of developing some good instruments on this, because this is extremely important to unfold and predict and determine an individual's window is very important to move him towards the path of development. Unless one is aware fully that what I am, who am I, what I am, who am I, why I am one that has become like this today. So a lot of questions about me can get answered with it. Now, how is this under play? How is this window under play? You see, if we have to increase this open area, what we have to do? Things I know has to expand. How will this expand? This will expand only if I get to know something about what are all those things that I don't know. The things which I don't know. Now there are many things I don't know. And once I get to know that yes, these are the things I didn't know through whatever process, then this from here it moves to here. And that's it. That means this side has expanded. Now, simultaneously, things others know. There are certain things which has expanded based on this plus this and the combination of this two. I have to make others know about things that things that the others did not know. How would it happen? It would happen when I do something. Many things about me others didn't know. No, I do something that others get to know. So it goes, and this is the area, let us say, if it has expanded. So now the window becomes like this. Now the window becomes, this is the open area. That means from this it has expanded to this. The moment it has assumed this shape, then the dark area has reduced, unknown area has reduced, and the hidden area is reduced. And I have become completely, fully open, direct, straightforward, communicating things openly, doing things confidently, become more effective, and achieve personal excellence. Having said this, that means it is important that whatever be our place in the window, whether the hidden area is large or the unknown area is large or the dark area is large, we have to strive to expand the open area. And that is possible only when we cut out something from this area. But getting to know, if I know further, then this expands further. Communicating something appropriately to others, this again, so it can go on increasing. There is a process, bit of a process involved into this, and to understand that process, we have to say what all different shapes this particular window can assume. So this window can have 4 different variations. One is, it can have a large open area, it can have a large hidden area, it can have a large dark area, and you can have a large unknown area. Now, the behavior of an individual, anybody can fall, anyone would be in either of these 4 windows. One who is here, he will be comfortably open, straightforward, direct, communicating things frankly, confronting. And one who is here, the hidden area is large. So, finding faults in others. Why finding fault in others? Because he feels that I know this much. Nobody else knows as me. I'm an expert of my field. I'm a specialist of the field, and keeps majority of the things to himself and does not make disclosures, does not share, and so his hidden area is large. Many superiors, many subordinates, many peers would have this kind of an orientation and having a large hidden area. So, finding faults in others, pinning down others with questions. What is this? Why did you do like this? Things like that. Now, once this is the outcome of a behavior of an individual having a large hidden area, what happens? That it creates discomforts. It creates discomforts among others. When it creates discomfort others, that means others are getting hurt. When others are getting hurt, then what is happening? Moving into the state of withdrawal, alienation, avoid, etc. Now, this will lower the effectiveness of others. If the others' low effectiveness is lowered by my behavior, if others' effectiveness is lowered by my behavior, then what is happening? Then my effectiveness is reducing. My effectiveness is reducing. When my effectiveness is reducing, when this is happening, then it is lowering the effectiveness, others' effectiveness, and lowering my effectiveness. You see, in an organization, superior, subordinate, there are others, there are both, others and me both. So, others' effectiveness is reducing, so my effectiveness is, because I am not able to get output from my actions, and the other one is giving a restricted performance. So, there is a negative impact of this kind of a behavior. Now, when this is there, then what is happening? That is important to understand. Once the hidden area has increased and there is low in disclosure, low in sharing, then people will stop giving the feedbacks. People will stop getting the feedbacks, and this side will start reducing. Reduced feedback. This side is increasing. Now, when this side is increased, so things I know has reduced. Things I know part has reduced. So there is an important role of feedback into this. Because this side from here, supposing if it was here, then from here to here, it has increased only by the process of feedback. When are the others going to feedback? If I am going to make appropriate disclosures. if I am not going to make appropriate disclosures, then nobody is going to give the feedback. No disclosures, no sharing, no feedback. And if there is no feedback, I will not get to know things I don't know. I will not get to know things I don't know. And naturally, this will reduce down. Once this has assumed this shape, that is something similar to this, third one, something similar to the third one, that is this side has increased finally, and then at that point of time, when I have become ineffective, because this is a zone where an individual is effective by struggling. He is working based on things he has already, the expertise and the knowledge. So he is becoming effective by virtue of struggling. Now, once the feedback process has stopped and it has started, this kind of a thing has started happening, then the person moves from the second one to the third one, and that is becomes ineffective. When the person becomes ineffective, then he starts making disclosures. Disclosures, that is known as inappropriate disclosures. Inappropriate disclosures. Inappropriate disclosures because to say that yes, he has this knowledge, he has this competence, he has shown such and such results, he has been effective in such and such places, etc., etc. Nobody is interested in this. So this disclosure is inappropriate, and this disclosure has no meaning. So what happens? Then a stage comes when he stops the disclosure also. He stops the disclosure also. So you see, from this side it has moved to this, from this side it has shrunk to this. So this is the area of his operation. This is the large unknown area. The person has become closed. He neither is talking to anybody, neither sharing, nor taking feedback, nor making disclosures, whatever, and becomes a closed personality. Now, that means if one has stopped taking the feedback or stopped the desire for knowing things that he do not know, not trying to know what are his dark areas, what are his hidden areas, what are his areas where he needs to improve, then this is bound to happen. Once this happens, then he moves from here to here, and then moving up from here to here, and then finally move out here. So this is a decline of one's own self-effectiveness. So what needs to be done? We have to move from, if we are here, we have to move from here to here, from here to here, from here to here. How do we move here? How do we move here? That is important to understand, and we can do that by making appropriate disclosures and by receiving feedback. So, this, if you just look at develop based on this a third model. To explain the phenomenon of this feedback and disclosures, this is disclosure, this is feedback. This is disclosure, high, moderate, low, and this side is low, moderate, high. This side is the feedback. Now what is happening is, this one we have got a person with low disclosure and low feedback. Here we have low disclosures, moderate feedback. Here we have low disclosures and high feedback. This side is moderate disclosure, low feedback, moderate disclosure, moderate feedback, moderate disclosure, high feedback. Here we have high disclosure, low feedback, high disclosure, moderate feedback, high disclosure, high feedback. Now this is a model drawn based on the combination of disclosures and feedback based on whether the person's tendency to receive feedback from others is low or moderate or high. The person's capacity to make appropriate disclosures, because making disclosure has to be very, very carefully decided, and he has a capacity, competency to disclose things that are appropriate, which will get results and output. So any individual could be in any of these 9 boxes. So it's a nine boxes within the entire thing. So how do we do it? This is by measuring personal effectiveness. There are psychometric instruments there with the help of which we are measuring personal effectiveness. Now that will indicate that where are we. Supposing, let's say, a person is here and this person is low in disclosure, low in feedback, definitely could be most probably a closed personality, and he has to be moved to this particular area. He has to be moved to this particular area. Now that means if we draw his window, closed, low in feedback, low in disclosure. This is the area of operation. You see, this is possible to do this. There are 2 situations. One is situation 1. We have got a person with low disclosure, low feedback, plus high imperceptiveness. That means a third thing is operating, and that is known as P stands for perceptiveness. Ability to perceive things accurately with proper judgment, that just what is the situation, that you perceive things in advance. Now high in perceptiveness, and another situation could be low in disclosure and low in feedback plus low in perceptiveness. A person who is high in perceptiveness with an awareness of certain thing. So this person, this combination, we can call it, he is an ignorant person. He does not know things about himself, and that is all. He has not become a closed person through a process which I explained, that from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. He is there. From the beginning itself he is ignorant. So what happens to this person? When some kind of awareness is brought about in him, what happens? The excellent example that can be given from the from various episodes, from the various things in our Ramayanas, Mahabharata, like this. So you see, this Hanuman is there. And Hanuman is a Indian deity, and deity of the Hindus. And when he was there sitting at the time in the Ramayana, and sitting on the sea, and his unknown area is large. He does not know that yes, he can cross the sea. Just like all others, he was not knowing. But he was having high imperceptiveness, he was knowing his capacities, he was knowing everything. But then at that point of time, that means he was so ignorant that he was also like all others who were there, that no, how will we cross such a huge sea? There is one person there, character there, Jamban, who said that no, you have a capacity. If you want, you can. If you want, you can. What was the knowledge given? What was the information given? That you have the competency, you have the skills, you have the potentials. And then this straight away got converted into something like a large open area. I would say it has just coalesced. The entire thing has become an open area. You see his power, you see his strength. Even today, those who believe, they look upon him as a strength and start narrating his name. So you see, from a closed area, once that thing was, information was given to him, definitely he thought that just, I think I can. And he just acted and reached and crossed the sea. So that is a thing. So that means ignorance is not a weakness. Ignorance is not a weakness, it is a strength. Probably the efforts are made to convert the ignorance into what we call is knowledge. And this conversion was through the process of awareness. Through the process of this knowledge was created through the process of developing awareness. So you see, this, all these, if they have to be brought to this, because this is the most effective one, highest level of effectiveness, high personal effectiveness, high personal effectiveness. So to move from this to this, from anywhere to move into this, the role of perceptiveness is important, is going to play an important part. And whatever place, if an individual can be moved from low in disclosure and low in feedback, provided he has this, he can become effective. Now coming to this, low in disclosure, low in feedback, and with low in perceptiveness. There, that means there are some problems into the person. His perceptiveness level is low, disclosure is low, feedback is low, that someone has to work with him, someone has to mentor, you have to do some kind of a counseling, do some kind of coaching, hand-holding, making him aware of things, him or her aware of things, simultaneously leading, working on raising feedback processes, disclosure processes, and also perceptiveness. Definitely it will take little time, but it is not impossible, it is possible. Therefore, from whatever blocks an individual is, it can be moved towards high disclosure and high feedback. Only thing, in some cases the effort required may be more, in some cases the effort required may be less, because as you are seeing that in some cases only on one parameter the effort has to be made, in some cases on both the parameters, and in some cases in all the three parameters together the effort has to be made. And I think with this I would like to close. This was just an introduction to this whole self-awareness and development, because if I understand this whole process properly, we can, even without having any kind of a measuring scale, any kind of an instrument to measure the personal effectiveness, we can understand ourselves, we can locate ourselves where we are. We know the extent we are making appropriate disclosure. I know my own area is the person who knows his best, and if he can map his own self-awareness levels, and where does he stand, what are his weaknesses and the drawbacks, what does he need to work on, he can definitely become personal effective. So this is a modern framework, just not self-awareness and development through making one's own self more and more effective. and achieving excellence. And I think this is what this whole session must be. I think if you've liked it, it's very good. You subscribe to us on this, because you see, I'm going to create a series of such videos on personal effectiveness, leadership, conflict styles, assertiveness skills, whole lot of things that we're being taught during the business schools in your organizational behavior, to make it more practice oriented, to say that just it is having a value, it is having usefulness, and that can be applied, and for whole life this can become your asset and treasure. Thank you.